Oh, now it's being live streamed.
Told you took a while.
Where are we now? Philadelphia?
Yeah, we're on Philadelphia. I got round one, but you said from Houston via Cleveland. So this was a trade?
Yeah.
They traded their first round for this tackle.
Yes.
And then
see, this is what happened is that they were going to go select a receiver. Like I forgot whatever the receiver was before them. And I guess somebody pulled a punch before them and got that guy. And then all of a sudden, I guess this was like a hurry up fallback kind of pick. And he was still available.
And is he good?
He's huge. Remember, this is a guy that's like 6'7", 340, 350 pounds, ran a 4.7 40, as big as he is.
Yeah. He
was the Outland and the Lombardi Trophy winner. He had like 32 tackles for the whole year. He's supposed to be like the immovable force and object on the defensive line. So he's supposed to be, he's supposed to be pretty good. But I see him as like just a two down player. He, as far as pass rush, no.
Really? All right. Yeah. So I had to get my headsets on before you go. They got a linebacker, another Georgia boy.
But he was like the undisputed leader of the team. The Kobe Dean, I had him going in the first round. But for some reason, they said between the injuries and, him being hurt, him not having surgery, him doing this, him being kind of small, he fell to the third round.
Yeah. And I think it's also needs, right? Like everyone's looking at different needs.
But still, he should. He was the undisputed leader. I think he was the Butkus Award winner. He was that. He ran the ship. He was the captain of that defense. And
right. But a lot of players got picked before him. No.
Yeah, a ton of them. You figure 83 players. 82 got picked before him. He shouldn't have felt like that. They said he got a bad shoulder.
I meant a lot of Georgia defensive players got picked before him.
Yeah, a few. Yeah. Figure Trayvon Walker, the number one guy, Devontae Wyatt, another guy. This one here got Jordan Davis getting picked. They had 15 guys got drafted. That's not unheard of. Georgia, that's a lot. That's a lot.
They've been building. That program has been building for years, bro.
It's a one-hit wonder. Man. Stop it.
They were in the championship before. They just lost.
They ain't won a championship since 1980. Herschel Walker.
All right, so who they get here? They got another linebacker. So they're all right. So they got the receiver from a trade for offense. They're building up their defense, and then they got this guy from SMU. I'm not a big SMU guy.
Yeah, he's all right as a tight end. Pass catching tight end. So pass catching tight end, so they can match him up with Dallas Goddard, the tight end they have now. So they just want, they've always had two tight ends, so he'd just be the second guy. And then the round two guy, Cameron Jurgens from the center from Nebraska, that's insurance for Jason Kelsey, because this is going to be his last year, playing with Philadelphia. So he's the heir apparent to take over the center.
Oh, I get it. And so you got the Eagles get bonus points for Howie Rossman?
Who?
You said Eagles get.
They got.
Rosen?
They're saying the reason why they got the A+ is because they pulled off a trade for AJ Brown from the Tennessee Titans to help Jalen Hurts. He also got a $100 million contract when he signed with Philadelphia Eagles, because he was looking to get paid. He was one of those guys that, he's been good, last couple of years, and he was looking to get paid. And I guess Tennessee wasn't going to give him all that money. All they did was they traded him, and they picked the kid from Arkansas, Traylon Burks, pretty much,
right.
I trade him, pick another young guy that's just as big, or, and replace him at a cheaper salary. That's all that was.
All right, so let's see what happens there. All right, so then let's go to our boys who did well, right? I think Giants did good. Well, we got my favorite Thibodeau, right? That's this guy, if he's as good as all you guys were saying, and Capel says he's the next LT, which, that's a hard comparison. I
Well,
mean, I'll take him.
Just so you know, he's in negotiation to get number 5 right now because he wants number 5 that he wore in college, and Graham Gano wears number 5, and the price started at $250,000.
Who's Graham Gano?
He's the kicker for the Giants. He wears number 5 now.
Okay. So who's paying the $250,000?
Thibodeau has to pay. They're negotiating. To see if if the veteran's going to give up his number.
And the veteran's going to sell it to his fellow player?
Yes.
That's how that works?
That's how that works.
Really?
Yeah, hey, if he wants it, he'll pay for it.
I'm trying to see if I can change if he wants it, he'll pay for it.
Yep.
Interesting. I don't know. That seems weird to me, but
No, they do it all the time. It happens all the time. You just don't know about it. Or to just cut the guy and give the guy the number. One way or another, he's going to get the number. But they're not going to cut. The kick is pretty good. They ain't cutting that.
I just think it's funny because it's the kicker. I mean, I can see if it was. I don't know. I just think it's funny. Like the kicker. Yeah.
And then we have a right tackle. Evan Neal is going to be right tackle.
Good with that. I'm good with the picks. I'm good. Okay, this wide receiver, I didn't get that far. That's why I want to go to bed. So we got
Wandel Robinson. He's about like 5'8", like 190 pound. Very, very fast, very strong receiver. Something they need. People are going to kick me in the butt for this one because he's a slot receiver, just like who do we already have? Tony and Shepard. But are they reliable? That's the problem.
Right.
So he's picking insurance.
He's out of Kentucky, so we'll see what happens there.
He's pretty good. He had 104 catches last year. He's pretty good.
All right, so then we got guard. We got another guard, which is good.
He might be a starter. He might be the left. Yeah, he might be the left guard.
We picked up a Hurricane. All right, I'll take that. We got a quarterback. No, not a Hurricane. Oh, he traded him from Miami. He's from LSU. All right. We got from Chicago a tight end. All right, we got another tight end. All right, I kind of like these at least position players.
Oh,
we got a safety,
and he's a blocker. He can block. And
Daniel.
And guess who they're comparing him to? As far as maybe he could turn out to be George Kittle, the tight end from the 49ers.
Oh, how could they compare this guy from Chicago?
That's what they're doing. They're comparing.
I mean, let me tell you, San Diego State produces some good football players, but he was at Chicago. I mean, what did he do at Chicago?
What did he do with Chicago? No, the pick was traded from Chicago.
So we picked him. So he's a rookie. He's drafted from San. Okay, got it.
He's ours. He's ours.
Got it. Okay. So all these picks are from Atlanta. We traded to get these people.
Right. Yep.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. Then number 14, we got a safety. We got a linebacker. A defensive tackle.
Don't be surprised if McFadden, the kid from Indiana, is not starting.
Really?
Yes.
Is not starting or is
that will be starting. Don't be surprised.
Okay.
He's a starter. It's very good.
Another defensive tackle. Okay, another guard.
They needed a run. They needed somebody, as far as a nose tackle. So this kid is 327 pounds from Arizona State.
Yeah, but you agree the lower the rounds, the harder it is to make the team, right? So let's hope they can move some of these people. Well, first of all, like we've said, and other people have said too, the Giants need a whole overhaul, right? Overhaul. Right. So if that's true, then maybe these kids can do it. Right. It's just the other guys ain't playing. I'll take any player that wants to play.
All these picks that they are for a need. Every last one of them.
Yep.
So, and even the kid from Cincinnati is pretty good too. Darian Beavers, big linebacker. He can play inside and he can rush from the edge. So he'll probably make the team too. He has a 6th-round pick.
So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11 picks.
And they signed a ton of undrafted free agents stuff, like I think 11 or 12. And one of them, I don't know if you remember, Chris Hinton, he used to play for the Baltimore Colts. His son, we signed as a free agent, as a defensive tackle.
Okay, this is good. I'm happy with these picks. I told you I was happy with the draft. That was why I'm glad I was able to go to bed.
You only made it to the second. You didn't make it to the second round.
I made it to the players I wanted, right? I made it to Thibodeau and Neal.
I've watched all 3 days.
Yeah, that's good for you. All right, so now we got Dallas. What did you give Dallas? You gave Dallas an A too. Okay.
I didn't give Dallas. That was somebody else give Dallas A. I would never give Dallas an A.
You put grade A. You put grade A on your paper.
Oh, that's what they gave him. It's grade A. But you see who's at the top.
Oh, this was in your decision. Oh,
there you go. There you go. You see the top, the number 1 pick for them. Where are you from?
Tulsa, Oklahoma. Oh, I just signed a client from Oklahoma City.
Well, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start beating them upside the head about this kid was the most penalized lineman in all of SBF football. So he's going to be a work in progress because he holds a lot, which the Dallas Cowboys, should be used to because they already do have a bunch of guys that, hold. So he'll fit in right perfectly with them.
Okay.
Even though he's a fellow TU guy, so I can't bash him too much.
And then you got Sam Williams from Ole Miss. I like Ole Miss. You got a linebacker.
He's an edge rusher to replace, Randy Gregory that left, and he's a one-trick pony. He can rush the passer, but don't expect him to stop the run.
They picked up another wide receiver and a tight end.
Tolbert, 4.3 speed, fast, kind of tall, lanky.
Wow.
Tight end's pretty good.
4.3 speed. Hold on 1 second. 4.3 speed, and he got picked in the 3rd round.
Yeah, he's a reach, man. It's Jerry Jones reach. He reached.
4.3. 4.3.
Yeah, but still, he's a work in progress.
Thing we didn't have a bunch of guests on, we would have been a disaster.
Yeah.
I just still think 4.3 speed. You can't teach speed, you know that.
He's still from. Look where he went. South Alabama. That says it all.
Hey, some of those schools are pretty good. You got Fresno State quarterback, linebacker. Oh, so they didn't do too much offense.
No.
They went all defense.
Like he did last time. All defense. Yeah. Well, yeah.
All right. Let's get here. Let's go to the next one. Sorry, folks. Today's a little crazy show, so we're kind of like up and down. I can get my energy level up. It's a technology problem, so I do apologize. This happens to ESPN too, so.
All right, Washington Commanders.
Got you. All right, number 1, they picked Julian Dotson, wide receiver.
He was a reach.
Who's their quarterback?
Wentz.
All right, so you got Dotson. They got a D tackle, another Alabama. Wow, they went back-to-back Alabama.
Even though they didn't need a Brian Robinson, they really didn't, need him, but they picked him anyway.
They got a safety. They got Sam Howell, quarterback.
Yeah, this guy was considered a first-round pick, prior to this year. He fell all the way to the 5th round. But he'll probably make the team, and he might end up being a starter one day.
Where did the guy from Liberty fall? Khalil Mack?
3rd round.
He went to the 3rd round. Wow.
Yeah.
Sam Howell. QB, picked up a tight end, another Tulsa boy.
There you go. Another man, Tulsa rocked the house.
Yeah, defense. So let's see what they got. They got receiver, quarterback,
And
tight
they're
end.
great.
So they went heavy offense.
Yeah, well, they need to. Carson Wentz needs all the help he can get. And their grade was C minus.
Yeah, but that wasn't you giving it. I thought it was you giving it.
I'm giving it C minus anyway.
You would have given them a C minus, huh?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go with the one that everybody's talking about. This is for my boys, Richie Vargas and Christina Planis is here in Florida. Is a Jet fan. How? I don't understand. The Jets are the talk of the town as it relates to the draft. So I never, I've always seen people saying how well people did the draft. This year seems to be like it's been highlighted how well like some teams really, really did.
And Jets were one of them. They did really, really well.
Okay. So what do you think that's going to put them in their conference? They got a Florida State boy. All right. Another one.
He's the one that
Jermaine
fell.
Johnson.
He was supposed to have been a top 10 pick, and he fell all the way down to 26. And the running back should have been he was a first-round talent, and they picked him up. Brees Hall, the guy from Iowa State.
Gotcha. Oh, he's still the first round. So your first round, you're good.
No, he's second round.
Jermaine, this is round one, Jermaine.
I'm talking about
Brees
Hall.
Hall. You skipped over. I'm going to stick with the Knowles. All right, so then they got tight end. This is it. So what do you think this is going to do for the team in the conference, though? I mean, at the end of the day, that's what matters. Right? So, here's the picks. Congratulations to the Jets and the Jets fans and our fans out there, Jet fans. All right, so I'm going to try to get some energy going here. I'm tired. So from the Jets' perspective, right, how's that going to affect them compared – I heard the Patriots didn't do too well, though.
The Patriots reached for some guy from Tennessee, Chattanooga, Cole Strange. Everybody, as soon as they call his name, like, who? He wasn't even on the radar for anybody until third or fourth round.
Well, that could be scary or it could be dumb, one or the other, because you never know with Belichick.
Well, put it this way. What's his name? Sean McVay had a good chuckle about the pick.
Oh my God, that's right. I forgot. I only saw a part of that, and the sports announcers were saying, did you ever think there would be a day that someone will make a comment like that about Belichick? And what happened there?
Nah, he just said when they were it was live. They were going through the pick, and then he said, "All right, the New England Patriots pick Cole Strange," and I guess McVay was like, "What? Who? Whoa! We didn't even think about this guy until later in the day." And they started busting out laughing. Him and the general manager were laughing like crazy.
They also said when you win a Super Bowl, it's a little easier for you to do that against Belichick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, Belichick's got 8 of them, so how much can you really talk?
No, there's no doubt. Sean McVay, clarify his comments about Patriots first round. At least I guess we got internet out here. Something's happening in my room. Well, actually, I got nothing. It ain't happening. Yeah. So what do you think? All the buzz and all this talk. Let's start with just the Jets first. All the buzz about the Jets doing so great in the pick. That's awesome. So you did a great job in the pick, but you don't play in the NFL for your picks, right? You play to win. How is that going to affect them in the conference?
Who's the big dog? Who's the big dog in that conference, the East?
Buffalo.
Until they knock off Buffalo, they're still going to be a lower level team. They got to be
So let's leave Buffalo alone. You still got the Patriots and the Dolphins.
Yeah, so that still leaves them in 4th place.
All right. So how long do you think having all this buzz about a great first round, a great draft for the Jets is going to take them to make an impact to move out of the cellar?
It depends. Depends. If like in Miami, if Tua, performs because he might be on his way out the door. New England is New England, and Buffalo is, they're loading up, to make another run for the Super Bowl. And the Jets, who knows? They had a good, but they got to perform on the field. That's the problem. But it's all based on what everybody else does.
Yeah. All right. I mean, that's a fair point, but it goes back to the reality. You enjoy the moment. You still got to deliver, right? I'm happy with the Giants pick, and I'm happy because I just think our conference is up for grabs right now. There's no dominant team in there, right? People may argue that Dallas is the dominant team, but I would disagree. I disagree, right? I just disagree. I think there's always something that can happen once the other teams get a little better.
Well, and let's bring this up for real quick as far as this. I sent you the thing with the strength of schedules, and you see where we are.
All right, hold on. Yes, you did.
So at the bottom, let's see. Washington Commanders are tied for 31 with the Dallas Cowboys. Then the
Hold on. Where do you want me to go? Because I have it up.
No, I'm just saying at the bottom.
All right, so I'm here.
This is a strength of schedule for the upcoming year. It goes from the hardest schedule to the easiest. So the Washington Commanders have the easiest, and then the Dallas Cowboys easy, Philadelphia easy, and then the Giants because we suck so bad in the East.
Right, but that goes back to my point that if the four teams in fact, the weakest schedules belong all to the NFC East.
Yes.
Okay, which I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but that just says to me that that's what makes the conference. Yeah, but okay, yes. Right now, yes. Like you cannot deny that. But that also makes the conference up for grabs.
Yes, it does, but we still suck.
So what?
We still suck.
Okay, what's that got to do with winning the conference?
Because it's going to be a battle of attrition. Hopefully, it won't be the same thing like it was whoever has 6 wins at the end of the year, they win the conference. Or
Dallas didn't have 6 wins.
I'm just saying, I'm just throwing a number out there in general.
I got you, but as long as they have a winning season and they win the conference, you know how that is. I just think you need momentum, you need positivity, right? I mean, we have not had a lot to celebrate for a while.
10 years. Well, since 2016 when they went to the playoffs. 16 they went to the playoffs.
I hate Dallas, and I always think they're not as good as they are, and I truly believe that's true. But they at least win games, put up big numbers. You know what I mean? That's something, right?
Yeah, but when you look at the Dallas Cowboys with their schedule, they beat we've been saying they beat up on the East, and then when they play the real big boys, they got a losing record. Like I think against what I saw today, they're saying like Dallas is 25-3, in the big in our conference, but then outside they playing real teams, they're 8-17.
Man, if they're 25-3, that means they've been beating our conference for a long time.
Yeah, but then when they step up in competition, they always lose.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying to you, that the difference between having the Eagles and the Giants having good drafts, right? It helped our draft. The success of the drafts of the NFC East, in my opinion, and my experience of watching the Giants in the NFC East for years, is that changes the dynamic of that conference, which it could be up for anybody. Because what did we lose by 2 points to Dallas last year, right? And then and Washington can be always tough. I mean, the Eagles. I don't think that they're. If the Eagles and the Giants have good draft picks of what I believe we see, that to me makes the difference on, splitting games with Dallas in a best case or worst case scenario. Is that fair? And that changes their record, and that means it's up for anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't think they're going to dominate. If our players deliver and we build around it what we did, I just think we've been a better team than our record showed over the last couple of years.
What team have you been watching?
I mean, Byron, how many games did we lose by 3 points?
How many did we lose at the end of the year? 6 in a row.
How many did we lose by 3 points?
Not many. Most of them, they got their butt kicked.
Then I stand corrected. I just think that there were times that we should have won, and that we're a game away from that one. A game away, a bad play from here.
I'm gonna start again. I'm gonna do like I usually do.
Go.
We're gonna win because of Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones was out the last six games of last year with no help, no nothing. And this year he has no excuse. As long as those guys don't get hurt and the offensive line is fixed, he has no excuse. Daniel Jones, again, I'm going to say it again, is going to be a star.
Okay. So just looking at your strength of schedule, which is pretty interesting to me, though. Here's some teams that I think are good, that their schedule isn't that difficult, which is going to help them. So I got Tennessee with a 20 at number tied for 24. That kind of helps them. They're a pretty good team. Baltimore's a pretty good team. Look at Green Bay. Green Bay's strength of schedules.
That's where Malik Willis went to Tennessee.
Okay, Malik Willis went to Tennessee. You got the Ravens, got a weaker schedule. The Dolphins, which kind of helps them out in the NFC East. Where are the Jets? Jets got a tougher schedule than the Dolphins.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Jets are kind of in the middle.
Yeah, it was 17, yeah. And then New England, Broncos. Look at Buffalo's at 12, though.
In the middle.
Yeah, but they're a good team. I'm just saying to you, they're a really good team. Then you got Seattle's at 11. That's going to be rough for them.
Yeah, especially with no Russell Wilson.
And it's going to be rough for the Panthers. It's going to be rough for Atlanta.
Rough for the Saints.
Saints are going to be rough for the Saints. I think Kansas City's okay. LA is not so bad. The rest of it is, those are players. They're good teams. They're going to play. You know what I mean? Whatever its toughest schedule is, the Rams are, whether they have a tough schedule or not, they're going to play well. It's just some of those middle guys have, the Chargers are all the way down.
Number 10.
Oh, yeah, 10. It's not so bad. Cleveland Browns are down. That's going to be an interesting mix. But I just can't believe Green Bay is at 22, 23 is the Ravens. I guess it's impossible, right? I mean,
yeah, but you have how was Dallas Cowboys way at the bottom as far as getting the easiest guy? How is that possible? And it happens all the time. This is not just next year. It happens all the time. Is the fix
you would think their schedule? Yeah, their schedule should be harder than.
They should be. Even if they were toward the middle, they won the conference last year. I mean, the East. So you think they should be higher than that? Yeah. But they're not.
And what was the record? Didn't they have more than 10 wins?
What are they, 11?
Like 12 and 5 or 11?
I don't know.
Cowboys, okay. They also been pretty quiet, man. Dallas owner Jones reportedly sent to hospital after he had a car crash.
Yeah.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine.
Record. Let's go. Record. Now my internet, at least deciding where. That's sad. They've won that many games in the NFC East, and their records hasn't been that good. Been 9 since 2017, 9-7, 10-6, 8-8, 6-10. Where's 2022?
What were they last year?
That's what I'm trying to find. The record, that's 2001, right?
Yeah, 2021.
Twelve and 5.
Yeah, and look where they are in the schedule. Look way at the bottom.
12 and 5, and they got the weakest schedule. That's
the
great.
fix. The fix
And
is in.
And that's what makes them look like they're, oh my God, they're Super Bowl contenders.
Yep,
You know
every
what I
year,
mean? And then they have a schedule like this. That's ridiculous.
the fix is in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. Right now, I'm enjoying the NBA. You watching any NBA?
Nah, now since Embiid is out, so now it ain't worth the bother.
Well, I like Miami Heat winning. I'm a happy camper.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah. I want them to go to the championship. Who do you like in the East, and who do you like? Oh, I'm glad KD's out too.
Who?
Kevin, the Nets.
Who's he?
The Brooklyn Nets. Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I know. I'm just being funny. Yeah,
I can't tell.
really.
I can't see. Remember, we're doing this podcast on my phone. Yeah, Brooklyn is out, and I think I like Golden State. I want to see Chris Paul win, but it's hard to that.
They're killing
State.
James Harden around here, though. Woo, man, they are killing him.
How they tell me what's going on with King James? What are they saying?
They're saying, the crossover that he always, the little thing he does, the dribbling, he dribbles the ball for like 25 seconds and realizes he can't get the shot. Oh yeah, here you go, and throws his next guy. Next, guy, he got to, hoist up an air ball or whatever. He's not explosive, the way he used to be. He's doing the European hop, skip, and a jump. Instead of them calling walk like they're supposed to, he's doing the European way, taking like 900 steps, and he's been they're beating him up because he's supposed to get $47 million next year. They're like, oh no. He's 32 years old, and he's like he didn't age 10 years, in Philadelphia, and they're not going to keep him. He's done round.
I think like Kevin Durant to come back off that injury last year and play like he did was phenomenal. Okay. I don't like these guys I think the super teams that they keep trying to build now are now going away. Does that make sense? Like the coaches are starting to figure out, well, let me develop what I have. Because the Heat, between the Heat and Golden State, they both have like homegrown drafted players, right? And they continue, and they add their pieces. Don't get me wrong, but the core is still there. And
but all them other guys that are with the super teams and bouncer, all of them in their 30s, every last one of them. So naturally, it's got to come to an end at one time, or another. But most of these guys are about the KDs, the LeBrons, and all these guys that are going to different teams, building these teams. They're all older now. That stuff don't work anymore.
That's why I think KD should have never left Golden State. I think LeBron should have never left Miami. I don't know if he cares or how he feels about the Jordan talk or not. And whether he is better or not, I don't think so. But, I think he would have had a better chance if he had more championships. Yeah, and I think he would have had more championships if he stayed with the Heat. It's my opinion. And then everyone will argue, Chris Bosh went out, Dwayne Wade was getting older, the team was changing. I mean, what's the difference of you bringing people to – players want to play in Miami. They want to play for Riley. That's an incredible organization. Riley already, and Spoelstra's a great coach. Got them back to the playoffs against LeBron. Okay? And now they're back in it again. So they would have built around LeBron. How long has LeBron been gone? He's been gone for a while. You think Riley would have taken that long to build around a LeBron? You think players wouldn't want to come to LeBron? He probably just didn't get along with Riley or Spoelstra. But that's why.
But when he got out to Los Angeles, he pretty much handpicked those guys that are on the team right now. And what they all do? AD fell apart. Russ, whatever his name is,
Wilson
throws up bricks all over the place. He's off, and he picked these guys. Hey, come on, play. Let's get a team out here. Come on, let's come on. And what happened? They all fell apart, all of them.
And look at all the players that they got rid of that are doing well.
Yeah, all over the NBA.
All over the NBA, they're doing well, But again, I want to, nobody likes a team that wins so much, right? But, or they get mad when it's not their team. It's just that when you see these players that are that great and they're able to pick players and move them around, stay at the same team.
No more.
Where's his loyalty going to be? Where are they going to love him at? You know what I mean? It's like, we love Dwayne Wade here. We love Chris Bosh here. We love Udonis. I mean, this is their home. I don't know. I guess Cleveland, he'll always be able to call his home because he won a championship and he was great there. It ain't the same as in Miami, or it ain't. That's all. That's in my opinion. And I think Spoelstra and the Heat are going to do a great job. All right, well, I'm sorry to our fans that we had kind of major technical difficulties today. We'll pick it up next week, and we'll probably have some more guests. We'll have some guests coming on because some of them were on a little bit of a hiatus. Congratulations to Jets, and hope you do something with it. I still think, I'm going to stick with my Giants until I feel there's a team that's that good in that conference, just to be dominant. And remember the Gary Sinise Foundation, please. It's GarySinise.org. Prayers out for those in the Ukraine. And a shout out and a prayer to the family of Devin Baez from Perth Amboy. Are you familiar, Byron? That's one of the Jimenez's family members. She was like 30 years old and she passed away. Either it's like something with her blood or so forth.
Wow.
Still breaks my heart today. So, I just, condolences to the family of Devin Baez, Mimi, the Jimenez family, the Baez family, anybody and everybody's related. And I see that picture, 30 years old, beautiful lady, beautiful young woman. I have a daughter and I just couldn't imagine. So, our prayers are with you. The Jersey Boy Sports Talk, two boys from Amboy. You are in our prayers, and I'm really, really heartbroken for you, Mimi, and your family. All right, well, Byron, stay tuned next week. We got to pick this up, get something going on, get some real talk happening, and let's see what we got.
Depth chart next week.
Yeah, we're gonna do the depth chart next week. Maybe hopefully I'll have better internet. They give me a credit. All right, brother. We'll talk soon. Good night. Peace.
Good night.